Jackson State has a new president tonight as the IHL Board of Trustees names Thomas Hudson to the role permanently. 12 News' Tao Ta shows us how this is going to impact the future of the university. Tao?
Well, the board chose Hudson while staying close to home. Alumni I spoke to say they are grateful and confident that Thomas Hudson will lead the university in true Tiger style. Thomas Hudson has served many roles at Jackson State: Chief Operating Officer, Chief Diversity Officer, and now the 12th President of JSU.
We do need stability at Jackson State University. I've been around the university as long as I've been on this earth, so for me it's personal.
Personal for Hudson and personal for alumni. President of Jackson State University, National Alumni Association, Dr. Alexia Norwood says she's hopeful that President Hudson will continue the strong 143-year tradition of excellence and community engagement.
We're looking for our student enrollment to increase, our student base to increase in terms of programs, for our university to have access to the funding that it needs.
He served as acting president. He's helped to improve the university's financial position during the setbacks of COVID-19.
He's been in this role since February during some of our most trying times in the country during a pandemic and during our university's history with the different transfers that have happened in leadership.
Hudson takes over for former JSU President William Bynum Jr., who along with a school professor were busted in a prostitution sting. JSU has not had an alumnus serving as president since Dr. John A. Peoples, who was a legendary history maker with numerous other accolades in higher education. He left office in 1984.
This is a time that we all rally around our alumnus and around our university to make sure that we all support him and getting the work done that he's now called to do.
Hudson says some of his goals as president is to enhance Jackson State's legacy and expand its global footprint. The Mississippi Board of Trustees of State Institutions of Higher Learning governs the public universities in the state, including the University of Mississippi Medical Center and the University of Southern Mississippi. Melanie?